Game on, ladies! Division 7, once again, the Shadow Slayers. They are close cousins to the Ninja Assassins 666, and they're going out today against the Dazzling Smile on our first map, Volskaya Foundry. This is the best of 3 series, of course. We're once again looking at the lower divisions of Heroes launch, and our players to the left. Ragnar on Oriel. We have Nante on Suljin. The Troll is back. Wickerman on Sonya. Barracuda on Garrosh. And Kietab on Chromie. To the right side, Kresnek on Anduin. Indigo Prince on ETC. Pleb Bubs on Greymane. Killer X on Liming. And Red Death on Blaze. Alright, so the names already promise quite a bit here. Let's see if the game itself can deliver too. Already ETC in trouble, and he gets out. The pleb over here might not be quite in shape to make it out of that fight, but as it turns out, Greymane is fine and can escape too. Yeah, game number 1. Again, level of play here as we're looking at Division 7 is obviously bronze to gold. So it's a little bit more funning around that we have here. So already the big throw from Garrosh, but ETC!
First blood.
There's the kill. Chromie comes in and gets the shot connected. Took a lot of practice for her, I can tell you that much. That girl has been sitting in front of a dummy the entire day just trying to hit those sandblasts, and it finally pays off. So all of that hard work is coming through for her. But now we're going straight in with like 1 kill against 0 into an early game where the Shadow Slayers should actually start to rotate for the camp. I'm a little bit surprised. We are now 1 minute in, and usually, even in Division 7, it has... Well, people have actually been talking about it a little bit and know now that they have to go for the items. Not so in this game. Nice displacement on both sides. Anduin comes and saves the day as Garrosh throws the target in. But nobody gives a shit about the items right now. There's a couple of pings, but nobody's following up on it. What is this? Quick match? Storm League? People ping and nobody cares about it? Yeah, seems right. Finally, we have a bit of an approach. It's actually Garrosh that says he's gonna take care of it. Barracuda starts and is like, fuck that, I don't have wave clear. Can one of you plebs please come and take care of this? Awesome. He still doesn't get any assistance. Sonya apparently had to back a little bit, so he baits her over. That's already a sad statement when you have to bait your own teammate. At some point, Garrosh just said, fuck it, I'm leaving. I'm not taking care of that. Oh, it's glorious. Yeah, Suljin in the meantime is apparently reading talents. At least he hasn't picked a level 4 talent yet. Garrosh is in the same boat. But at least a few stacks are in. Yes, those are the Arcanite axes that we need. Look at Nante. He gets the circle through and makes sure that not a single one of these axes actually hits anything. This is the game I've been looking for. We are in Division 7, baby. And if anyone doubted it, we now definitely know that it's the case. So, yeah. This is going to be a great series, I can already tell. But this is going to be fun. And again, we're going to call out mistakes. We're going to make fun of the players a little bit. Going to poke some innocent fun at them. It's called banter. If anybody here is watching this right now is easily offended on someone else's behalf, then this is definitely not the game to watch. Players are all on board with it, so don't worry about that. And at the same time, there's obviously a lot where people on the same level might be able to pick up a thing or two to learn for their own games. But for now, we have, with at least a few items taken, the first objective spawning. But if you play on Volskaya Foundry, really the rule of thumb is 1 minute into the game, camps spawn, and you want to start taking the camps immediately. So that during this objective phase, you have the access to a second camp that spawns at the same time. The build for Chromie is a little bit more experimental, I want to say. So it's not normally what we have here. It's more so of a sandblast focus that we usually see, but in this case, it's a very different setup. But there's a lot that's very different in this game. Massive brawl, hit your buttons, baby. Smash them, smash the buttons, and there's the kill against Suljin. Yep, he's down. The whip didn't save him. Ragnar nearly falling as well. And yeah, that seems like an opportunity for the red team to finally take over here. Took them a while. Oh no! What is this build? What is this shit?
Oh, hell no!
Full-on orb build. No, don't do that. Calamity. The level 4 talent is fine. You can definitely go into it, but not full orb build. What are you doing to me here? If you're Li Ming and you're actually tempted to go into a full orb build, learn the hero, please. Always breaks my heart a little bit when I see that. Because they didn't know what they're doing. Yeah, okay. Well, the orb build is there, so now you just have to dodge a few of those orbs. Oriel is already showing a bit of trouble with that. Nice throw! And the Indigo Prince is dead again. Yeah, our little princeling is suffering in this game. Orbs of far no value. Blaze goes in a little bit too deep. And that's another kill. Easy peasy. And the shots get fired. The blue team is just roaming with one shot after another by Chromie. With the Möbius loop on level 7. The deep breathing on level 1. Chromie is clearly enjoying herself here.
Yay!
Shut up. Can only deal with so much Chromie in a day. But Sonya has now moved down to the bottom of the map and is holding the line while the rest of the team is using the protector to crush through the middle and maybe starting to jump all the way up to the top to finally get also that fountain eliminator that usually want to get rid of to prepare for the next objective. Yep, here we go. Take the wall, rotate to the top. The rest of the team is slowing down the opponent's approach a little bit. Suljin has to be careful. And they're already taking the first tower down, or at least they're trying to. The fountain itself is so far not even hurt, so that's a bit of a problem. There's a slide, misses Oriel. Nice save on Chromie. Little fake dragon here is able to make it away. And here comes the play against Greymane. Ah, the stun barely missed. Barracuda, he had the right thought, but the timing was a little bit off. Suljin is now sitting at 13 stacks, so he's only too shy of getting his first range increase. And I have to say that Oriel is really towing the line here. It's like the third or fourth time that she's pretty much on 50 hit points or something and walks away from the fight, so not too bad. But yeah, let's actually see what else we're gonna get here. I'm a bit curious to see what's coming through here from the red team side. I mean, obviously, if the blue team is leaving the favor of eating the orbs the entire day, then they can do quite a bit of damage here. But Calamity is just such a massive improvement to Li Ming. That additional damage that you get with Calamity is insanely strong. There is, again, a reason why Calamity has been picked in HGC and even in the years before on the professional level for, like, absolutely exclusively, without any fail. It's the most important talent on the entire hero, and if you're feeling uncomfortable playing with Calamity, then you really just need to practice the hero a little bit more, because you just miss out on way too much if you let it go. Then you would probably be better advised to go into a different mage to begin with. But as it stands, there's also a few more talent choices that are, well, questionable to say the least. One of them would be Combustion. On this map in particular, you kind of want to have the ability to stay a bit longer on the checkpoint, and Bunker is enabling you to do exactly that. But we also have Leap. Yeah, Sonya has gone into Leap on level 10, so we're going to see a bit more action here from Wickerman. That means also that they don't really have a very strong front line, because Garrosh is not going to be joined by a second hero to help him out here. But they have a setup where they can at least try and make something happen with a stun. Top side, Suljin hammering away as usual. 15 stacks for him now. That means range increase is in. They get the taunt against ETC. And here's the attacks. But I have to admit that Suljin just doesn't know how to land his axes. I mean, every single time I see the axes spin, they are not hitting anything at all. It's usually a nice circle around the target, with the target being firmly in the middle. I mean, maybe usually it plays either Kelthas or Jaina. That would explain a lot, but at least that doesn't really help it. The auto attacks, on the other hand, they are coming. He's at 17 stacks now, so he's definitely getting those right clicks in and does a lot of damage with that. But a little bit more practice on the axes would definitely help. So once again, they're trying to play. This one was a bit closer to home. Nice save by Anduin as the red team walks away. And the dazzling smile is dazzling with their skills in retreating. Clearly a French team. If there was any question left, then I think the last move up at the top definitely solved that. Someone is eating all the damage here and has to tap the fountain. But with 19 stacks and now the wall opened up, there's even a kill opportunity. Nobody's going for the objective, I might just add. 16 talents are soon going to be ready for the Shadow Slayers, because Sonya is still getting experience on the mid lane, and that's exactly what we have from them. So yep, there we go. Sonya gets the setup, and with level 13, they also now have access to Gnome Speed Ahead. Finally solving the mystery. Is Chromie really a dragon? Is she a gnome? And in case you're wondering, no, she is really a sandwich. Well, middle of the map. That's where the red team is trying to get some experience for 13 and maybe even the camp over here. 30,000 damage by now for Li Ming. Here comes the ult. Oh, Oriel frontlining it a little bit too hard again, but once more she survives the bubble, the dance party, and the kill against Sonya. Triple kill as Oriel and Garrosh fall. Suljin is also getting wrecked. Holy shit, where the fuck did that ragdoll go? Threw it clear off the platform. That's a throw if I've ever seen one. They must really hate his guts. Did you see that? They kicked that thing straight off Volskaya Foundry. Straight off the monitor. Nicely done. That was a lot of rage on the red team that they have to deal with eventually. I recommend a little bit of professional help because it seems like they need it. But now they get the access to the objective. They have a bit of, or they will have a bit of a lead, but the blue team still back with 5 on the map, and they have a lot of the cooldowns ready. The only one that has been used was actually Oriel's to resurrect herself. That's pretty much that. But in we go. Oh, she went into glass cannon! And is immediately dead too. Someone is going full on YOLO here. They have still 2 kills against the blue team. Oriel doesn't have her ult back up, but I cannot believe that Li Ming went into glass cannon too. That's the only sound that should appear if you actually try to take the talent in the first place. With any good coordination and a little bit of poke from Chromie, Li Ming should not have a fun game here at all. The Chrome Star, I mean, honestly, with a leap or with a bit of Chromie action, both heroes can absolutely murder Li Ming. And they definitely should. Talk about murdering stuff. I have no idea what's going on with Oriel here. She has a death wish. How the hell does she not die? Like, can anybody tell me how this is happening? She died once in a team fight, but outside of that, she just walks up to the opponent every single time, straight into 3 or 4 heroes, and then walks away without getting damaged. Well, that's not quite true. She gets damaged, but they are never able to put the finishing touches on her kill. So now topside forward is down 2. Protector's obviously taken. The red team has taken that lead. We have Sonya moving in. I haven't seen a leap yet, by the way. Maybe I probably just didn't notice it, but I didn't hear it either. So I'm still waiting for that setup. And in case that you were wondering, by the way, in case that nobody realized it, yes, Wrath of the Berserker is indeed the better talent. So you want to go for that. Yes! There we go! Exactly the play that I talked about. A bit of an axe from Suljin nearly takes Li Ming down, and Sonya says, thank you very fucking much, goes in, whoa, and drops her. Yeah, some counter attempt by Blaze with his ult, but it's not enough. Li Ming at least consistent with her build. Goes into Arcane Orbit. I mean, if you already go into a bad build, you might as well fully commit to it. So that's exactly what they do. The blue team, on the other hand, they have the advantage now, and that means go straight up for the items. They are behind in talents, though. So that needs to give them a little bit of pause, at least. There's another setup against ETC, and gets taken apart. Nice setup by Chromie, well done. And that's a staggered death against the red team. So they can take all the items now. They should actually walk straight up towards the top after they take the fountain down here and take the healing beacon too. For some reason, the red team really wants to die. I mean, seriously. If you are behind, stop trying to defend the fort with a single hero. If you stagger deaths like they do, just as one hero comes back, you lose another, you will continuously be at a numeric disadvantage, and that's definitely not where you want to be. Stop trying to make this one hero play where all alone you are able to just like kill 5 people. This ain't Dota. That shit doesn't work here. You're not being overfed in the mid game and then you can dominate the early game all by your lonesome. This isn't quite the right game. You're playing a bit of a different MOBA here. So if you're going up 1 versus 3 or 4 in an attempt to save the fort that you have for the keep, you're probably doing it wrong. Don't expose yourself to a potential kill if you're still waiting for another hero to be back in the game for your team. This down here, mosh pit party, and the whip is in. Suljin survives for a little bit longer, but he needs to be careful. Yes, there's Li Ming with a final blow to him. That's definitely a move that shouldn't have happened from the Shadow Slayers. Yeah, the only thing that they are slaying here is their chances to dominate this game and maybe snowball ahead. But that should have been a huge lead for them. So them not really playing this through properly is an issue. I don't know why they are thinking about chasing the red team here. They shouldn't. But the blue team should by now dominate this completely. Play it a little bit safer, rotate with the entire team, have a bit of vision on the opponent, and then play that. Also, letting the bot lane go is a mistake. You want to save your fountain here. The next objective spawns at the bottom of the map, so you need to make sure that you still have a fountain to fall back on. I don't understand these axes. I think at this point Suljin is just trying to paint some geometric figures on the map, and I have to say that he really placed that fountain very nicely in the center of the spinning axis, but they didn't connect with anything. Unless it was unintentional. So right now we have him on 40,000 damage. They gave up the fort for nothing. So they just let the fort slide. You need to hold on to this for as long as you can. Which means that over the next objective, they don't have a fallback option here. They don't have a fountain. That's a problem. You really, really need to make sure that you are at least trying to put up a bit of a resistance when your opponent makes an easy move like this. Suljin was alone. With a few more team members, they had a chance. And the red team, thankfully for them, is now making the exact same mistake. They're fucking around at the top of the map, losing now the fountain, and the blue team is like, well, if you don't care about this, like, we are just going to take their fountain down. We might not be able to get the fort, but hey! Garrosh is a bit aggressive here, but should be able to walk away from it. Chromie stays a bit too long. Wickerman is also still tight, and, well, the setup is there. They leap into the middle of nowhere, but they go for Anduin, and the bubble is in. Where's the whip when you need it? Not here right now. Nobody goes for Li Ming. That's how you lose to Glass Cannon. You don't attack her. And 4 heroes are down. Glass Cannon or Build is one of those talent choices where you're basically saying, I really hope my opponent sucks. I really hope they're bad, because if they're not, I have a problem. So, how can Glass Cannon be a successful talent choice? If the opponent's team never attacks Li Ming. That's exactly how that works. So, they attacked every single hero, with the exception of the one that they can kill within an instant. So, yeah. Suljin never even popped his ult. That didn't help their cause either. And all of a sudden, the red team has an advantage. Remember where we're coming from here. We came from a pretty big victory for the blue team in the middle of the map. Staggered deaths against the red team. A massive lead on items. And the blue team was able to throw that away. For the red team, that's of course fantastic. I mean, the last setup was pretty solid here. Anduin's ult in particular did an absolute number on the Shadow Slayers. But right now, we're looking at another protector. Bot lane has to be somehow defended, and the level 20 talent that has been gathered by Dazzling Mile is not going to help the chances of the Shadow Slayers at the slightest. 40 stacks for Suljin, so the auto attacks at least are hitting hard. His level 7 is also slowly stacking. Not very quickly, I might say, but still it does. If they get 20, that would be great, because then he also has the upgrade. And there we go. You see a little bit of a focus. Where's the kill? Where's the kill? There we go. She can't leap for shit, but at least Garrosh is able to throw her in, so that makes up for it. Li Ming is immediately down. Garrosh paid for his sins with his life, but he gets resurrected by Oriel because apparently he was a good boy. And yep, with that protector isn't doing too much, but they at least should get the keep. So they're still going for the keep. Gonna try and get that done. And yes, there we go. Keep down. Here comes the attack. They're trying to make the play. Chromie aiming for a little bit more damage. Uh-oh, uh-oh. The flash fire's in. The whip into the corner. Garrosh is down. Suljin hammering away. He has his 20. Pops the ult. And there we go. Keep attacking, bro. Your ult literally depends on you attacking. That's not how it works. Alright, get some back. Chromie tries to keep them as far away from the core as she can, but that keep is still long gone. 17 kills against 9. Another big attack as the red team is apparently smelling an opportunity. Must have a finer nose than I do, because I don't see an opportunity here. Not with Chromie and Suljin still being around together with Oriel. I think those chances are pretty much gone. Looking over to the damage numbers. Chromie! Look at her! 105,000 damage. Top damage in the game. Congratulations.
Yay!
Yeah, she's very happy about it, and so she should be. But we are looking at a 5 versus 5 in a few more seconds. Now, Li Ming keeps dying a little bit more often, as you might have already noticed, since the 13th choice. When they finally start to focus on her, then it works out. It seems to me, honestly, like Sonya got a bit of a job, like a new job. during one of the last fights. Someone told her, listen, you need to go for that Li Ming. Just jump on her and take her down. That's all that you have to do now. Only hero that hasn't died in this game yet is Greymane. So our little doggy is doing fairly well here. But here's 20 versus 20. Next objective is spawning mid-side. It's time for another item to be claimed. Red team very eager to get a bit farther ahead by simply taking the item advantages on the map. And the blue team is so far not making any moves there. But don't forget, Suljin is getting stronger and stronger as the game continues. I mean, he's sitting at 56 stacks now on the baseline. Has 90 on the level 7. Okay, the item is taken. Slide comes in. Ah, there's the unstoppable. Damage output from Chromies. Oh, the leap! The 20 upgrade! She went for the crater, baby! But there's also a mosh pit. ETC, he's invited to the cage fight, and he says the only thing that's missing here is music. So now they have 3 down, 4 down, and that has to be game. Yeah, leaping in and crapping all of them is great, but you need a follow-up, and that follow-up was nowhere to be seen. So the red team moves in and is able to claim game number 1. Suljin might be able to get a lot of damage through here, but he's not going to be able to defend the core. That just isn't happening. So yeah, nice attempt by the Shadow Slayers to win the last fight, but their entire setup worked against them and not for them. With Flash Fire, with Anduin's Bubble and ETC ult, they want to fight in close quarters, not the blue team. This was definitely not the point to take a big fight like this, and they pay the price for that decision immediately as Dazzling Smile takes the lead in the best of 3 series. Game number 2, ladies. Aldrich Pass is the map, and we have the Shadow Slayers against Dazzling Smile. Well, as it turns out, the blue team couldn't really hack it in the first game, so they're gonna go for another shot here with Ragnar on Ana, trying to support Kiertap on Chromie again, so this time the nano boost is about to enhance that push a little bit. Interestingly enough, they have picked Artanis, so they made the lineup a little bit worse than compared to the last time. But we have Barracuda back on Garrosh, and Nante is playing Tychus this time. The real interesting part, then again, is on the side of Dazzling Smile. Kresenek on Anduin again, Indigo Prince on ETC. I've seen this before. Both of them did a good job there. Red Death on Varline. Here comes the kicker. Killer Axe on Lost Vikings and Pleb Barbs on Genji. It's a bit of a weird setup, and the reason for that is actually quite simple. So, traditionally when you play with Vikings, you really want to go for a very strong 4-man and then let the Vikings soak the other lanes. That 4-man, or for that reason, having Genji in that setup is a little bit odd. It's honestly a really weird pick to me. We oftentimes have Zarya banned out against Viking compositions because Zarya really enhances a push like this. She would have been a great addition to that over Genji to support Vala a little bit more and to really help them out with this. But they decided to put Genji into the mix here, and I don't really think that that was a great choice for them. Vala is immediately being saved. Anduin has already done a couple of amazing moves in the last game. His ults in particular were great. There's another swap attempt as Artanis is trying to find some value here. Always an interesting hero. As we said before, there's like a lot of bad decisions, of course, that are being made in Division 7. I mean, you saw the glass cannon already in the last game. And always keep in mind, you win some of these games not because of the talents or the hero choices, but despite them. So yeah, opponent's team is not really on the top level too. And there we go, first kill.
First blood.
First blood in, Zavala kill right there. But Artanis, I ranted and raved about him already long enough in the past. Never really a good choice. On no map in the game. The problem with him is simply that all the other heroes, or nearly all the other heroes in his role, are better than him and add more to the mix. And in this case, Artanis is barely getting out of there. Could have been a kill for them, honestly, if they played it a little bit slow and more coordinated. But we'll see. The interesting part is one of the teams obviously has to win, so either Artanis or the Vikings win now. I'm a bit interested to see the Viking performance for Dazzling Smile here. It is a big map, so in theory you can actually get a lot of it. We have a full-on arrow build also from Vala. There's a lot of fights that happen outside of the lanes where there's only the prison mercs around, so you will get most of those shots connected against heroes. And you can also get the bosses a little bit quicker. It spawn 5 minutes in, so that definitely helps on top of that. So there are a few arguments really to be made for an arrow build. I mean, generally speaking, arrow build is fine, so is a normal multi-shot build. If you want to go auto attacks, then you usually play either multi-shot or an arrow build with level 16 Manticore and level 25 Quiver, which should in most cases be the standard for you anyways. The only real thing that you should never try to play with Vala is Creed of the Noob on level 4, since it's just an atrocious talent that doesn't give you any value whatsoever, and yeah, it's horrible. Absolutely horrible. It's Blizzard's IQ test on Vala. If you ever see anybody picking it, then you know that those people can't read. That's pretty much that. Or they're trolling, or they just like dings. If they like the sound and they don't play to win, then hell, by all means, pick it. Ding, 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 ding. But as we're talking about dings, we actually see the first objective up. Normally it's delayed a bit until level 7 talents are in. And especially in the case of the red team, time is of course their friend. They want to try and get those experience leads as much as they can. And we have Vikings now in all 3 lanes here, which means that the red team could start push this a bit. Chromie with the same build again, so once again no adjustments. Still trying to play around the Dragon's Breath here. Bit of a setup in the middle as they're attempting to make a play for Garrosh. That didn't quite work. Also, just saying, Tigers went into In the Rhythm. So we don't hit him with the bigger they are, which is the usual talent choice for him. Interested to see what he goes for on level 10, because usually when you go for In the Rhythm, you're... Oh, he eats all the damage. Yeah, within the Rhythm, you oftentimes are thinking more so about Drill, because, well, if you're in Odin form, you can't actually use In the Rhythm, and you want to stack this a bit higher, so it doesn't really synergize as well as you thought it might. So, or a lot of times, if you see this talent taken, which is pretty much never, you then sometimes see Drill, which you also kind of see never. One of the reasons is because on the higher levels, Tigers doesn't get played either. He just suffers from a very low range, and that is a huge problem for him. A lot of the other auto attackers that are in the game are just way, way better than him, and that's a huge problem for the Renegade here. But in this game at least, we're gonna see a little bit more of him. Vikings are now on the lanes. Artanis is currently at the bottom of the map trying to deal with Eric, who's pushing this out. Up to the top, the setup against Garrosh, and that could be a kill. It should be a kill, and it is a kill. He goes down. Genji jumps in, tries to slide out. He's protected, by the way. As we have more poke from Chromie from the backline. And now that the Vikings are still soaking the lanes, there's a chance. There's a swap attempt. It's Anduin, and he's still easily walking away from it. And as they're pushing the damage onto Artanis, it's another kill opportunity. But Chromie gets a triple hit off and has some serious damage that she brings to the board now. But at the bottom of the map, that's where we still have a bit of a push from Eric. The spin to win would be a bit more effective if they actually moved into the minion wave for the wave failure. But he's still holding the lanes for them, and that already gives a slight advantage to the red team. Dazzling Smile is sitting at level 9. The attempt by Chromie, and the kill against Genji. Easy one at that. Quick throw against Artanis, but it looks like we're still gonna see another kill against ETC. The cow is down and eliminated. Another kill against Anduin. Quickly taken out. The baby face is not made for this world, at least not now. The Vikings are still soaking as much as they can, but of course with 3 heroes down, that means that the blue team has an easy shot as the opponent's prisoner camp. So they're going straight in for it, and might actually be able to grab this one. I mean, Anduin is back in 2 seconds, and the camp over here is being fought over. Problem is, they should really start to focus a little bit more towards the objective, because they have the time. But if they waste too much time on the camp itself, then it's not going to happen. And it seems like they're going to let this one go. This is a bit of a weird one, when you actually have the chance to still fight for the objective and then let the objective go and instead simply go for a mercenary camp. Usually not a great trade for you. Indigo Prince actually gets away. Vala drops a bit more damage, but of course is now also low on mana. That's one of the problems when you go on an arrow build and with the repeating arrow on level 7. Just more pressure on that. Vikings with the play again. And he actually went drill. Real man drill deep, baby. Oh yeah, he went for the drill, trying to use it here. Artanis is all alone at the bottom of the map, and there's a gank coming his way. That shouldn't really be too bad. There's no CC with it just yet. Ah, gets the ult through quickly. There we go. Totally surprised now. Game changer. Maybe in a team fight, not so much here. So yeah, the suppression pulse wasn't really needed. But with the help of Vala, they quickly take down the cavalry. The one in the middle is still doing a lot of damage and goes through the entire wall. I don't really expect a fort to fall here, but if they can just open up all the walls, maybe take a few of the fountains down, that would already be a win. Talking about win. They're trying to go for another kill. And that's the end of Barracuda. Garrosh falls again at the top. Chromie is zoning out Eric. No! Eric, come on, you can do it, buddy. Here top. Nobody's helping, by the way. They're still in the middle. And look at him. Mr. Slingshot himself. Yeah! Gets dropped. But not before he saved this. And now Chromie is in trouble. Rotation is coming. No. Genji is back. Doesn't have a chance here. And Chromie is easily moving away. Yeah, no problem for the sandwich. So, 3 kills against 3. Still a bit even. Thanks to the Vikings, we have an experience lead for Dazzling Smile, despite the fact that there's a few structures that have already been obliterated by the Shadow Slayers. But they're still getting some serious damage in. And the stacks on the side of Tychus, he's at 43 now. He's nothing crazy yet, but again, he's working on it. Another swap attempt into the gates. And the ult follow-up. Maybe a little bit too premature, but the taunt of Garrosh was actually quite nice, and that should be the end. Oh, party time! But it's right underneath the tower. No problem here. Anduin also again in trouble. He gets dropped, and so does Olaf. They go for another kill, and they're absolutely dominating this battle now. Genji is dead too. That's 6 kills against 3. And they are definitely starting to crush. I mean, now the map is open. This one got stolen away by the Vikings, so the Viking bribery at least worked here. But they still need to push this a bit. I don't know why they're rotating top. Maybe they want to go for boss? I think they had a really good shot of not only defeating the bottom of the map, but also taking a fort down. But instead, yes, they're trying to go for the... We saw that! Instead, they're going for the boss. Alright. Totally intentional. Get the shield activated. That's all what you do. Needs to put all of that amateur opponent value in. Gets stunned again. Doesn't quite die to it, but still, it takes quite the beating from this one. So the boss is taken, but keep in mind what I said about Vala. 1 Star Hunter is there. Yeah, don't vault into the stun. You vault around it, not into it. So the arrows are in. The quest isn't completed on level 4, so it doesn't do enough for her yet. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's like, you know... yeah. I mean, she tried. She tried. Okay, so top boss is easily defended. That one is not a biggie. At the bottom of the map, I don't really think this one is going to get too much value either. Keep in mind, the 4 topside was already taken down, so that was the problem. And now it's all about the objective again. But Barracuda and Ragnar on Garrosh and Anna are a bit alone here. Yeah, is ETC going to go for a slide? He has 4 seconds for the mosh pit, so he's not quite there yet. He's going to try. Okay, they're going to try and push this over now. The Vikings are now moving to the top again. The map is opening up a bit, which is generally speaking pretty decent for them. Trying to bait them out. There's the slide. And the ult. Nice. The bubble again. He was actually pulled back into the bubble by Chromie. So ETC alive. And there's the nano boost on Tychus. I mean, by all means. Nano boost the Tychus over Chromie. Genji is still trying to escape. And that swap is not gonna hit anything. Is already back on the mountain. Can easily escape there. But the blue team has a chance to go for the next objective. They already won the first one, and they're very eager to get the second one too. So here's the capture on the camp. 15 stacks for Vala. She's another 5 short of completing the quest. That's the stuff on Tychus now too. Talking about questionable choices here. But here's another swap attempt, and this time it connects with Vala, and there's the immediate follow-up. That was a very well-played execution. Party time on the other hand. The kill against Tychus. Vala goes down, and so does Eric. Professor Eric trying to do what he can here, but it's also... I mean, all the Vikings are taken apart with the exception of Balok, who's not even in the fight. He's at the top. The cavalry was also claimed. Another bit of sand hits Genji, who easily jumps back out. Gets healed by Anduin, but they are in trouble nonetheless. Vikings with the play again are now taking topside and at least break through the wall or through parts of it. But the cavalry is coming, and at the bottom of the map they're already suffering even more blows from the blue team. With 8 kills against 4, nearly level 16 in their hands, they are just poised to take more structures here. And they're even rotating Artanis top to deal with the Vikings. 16 talents on both sides now. And here's the first fort. easy kill. No problem whatsoever for that. Vala goes for Manticore, so no seething hatred in this game. Manticore definitely not a bad choice. The fight at the top keeps at least Artanis a little bit busy. Olaf goes down, but can they maybe set something up here? They defend the mid lane, and here comes the push top side. Blue team, they're out for blood now. They want something here. And when it comes to damage, you can already tell that Chromie is sitting at an easy 42,000 again. 27,000 for Vala. It's died one time so far, which is actually impressive considering the wall patterns that we've seen up to this point. And ETC gets taken down. Last time his mosh pits were a lot more successful. In this game it seems that the Shadow Slayers are paying a little bit more attention to him. Another kill against Eric. The Vikings are definitely dying. Towers are eliminated, and that's now 9 kills against 4 and a decent lead here. Outside of Vala's damage, they only can rely on Genji in this setup, so he is also on 26k damage, roughly the same that Tychus has, and they are stealing this away now since ETC is gone. It means that there's no real frontliner, but the Vikings have taken over the bottom of the map and are now just like triple laning everything. So they're trying to take the fort here, but the blue team is pretty okay with that. With ETC down, the Vikings not here, they're just saying, wait a second, you only have 3 real heroes that can try and deal with that? Guess that's a freebie. Let's take the keep. That's an easy pick. A little bit of Viking bribery probably going to happen over here as they're stealing this one away. Should at least split one of them out so that they can use the ult later to make a play. Talk about making plays with 23 seconds. They apparently seem to be absolutely happy to wait here for 20 seconds before they take the camp. Maybe not. Okay. I guarantee you, though, they were thinking about it. Sitting tight for 20 seconds is like, yeah, this is like, well, maybe. Okay, 1 stack is missing for Vala to complete the quest, so that will buff her damage from the arrows, of course. But now also more experience in the lane, and the Vikings have at least guaranteed that they are very even. Well, there they go. Checking everything out. I told you that boss is going to be highly important, and it will be impactful. Okay, there's the swap. ETC could slide out. Does the taunt missed him completely. They were trying to lock him down with the Warlord's challenge. That one didn't do anything. And he has an opportunity now. Balog is at the bottom. Okay, kudos. Keeping the right hero in the bot lane. He has the best push power. And therefore they can now easily try and pressure that keep a little bit if they play it right. Especially since they have occasional catapults spawning on the lane too. Previously taking down the fort will do that. But they're still gathering around over here. Even a little bit more support. Look at that. Mr. Eric is part of this now. Okay, it's a big push. Next wave is coming for sure. You should try and take this one down too. Catapults, of course. Ooh, look at that. Okay, sneaky one. Red team has a little bit of time to figure out that 1 or 2 of the opponent's heroes are missing. But they don't have too much. The sneaky play right here. Amateur opponent. All that value. Artanis, best hero in the game confirmed. Kappa, 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 kappa. They're going for the keep at the bottom of the map. But yeah, apparently the red team is totally oblivious what's going on. Finally! Took a little bit longer than expected. Unfortunately for them, it also took too long to really do anything about it. There's the taunt, there's the go, and DTC with a mosh, the bubble of Anduin! But the interrupt from Garrosh, this time he paid attention. And no more mosh pit value. The boss is there, the drill is deep, they're trying to go for the kill. Anna is down, one of the Vikings eliminated. And Chromie hammers Anduin into the ground as the Vikings are just soloing the game. There's pings already. Hey, where the hell are you? Why are you not helping? It's like, well, my top lane Viking just got killed. I can't go topside with the ult. And the objective is taken again. Tychus goes down. What? Somehow Genji got the kill there. Chromie is looking for one too. But yeah, kudos for Genji. He actually gets a kill against the opponent. I mean, that's worth a little bit of applause here. Yeah, enjoy, dude. Well played, well played. Gutsy play, but paid off. Nicely done. Of course, that still means that they have to somehow take care of that situation. If this is claimed again, then at least another keep is gonna fall. So they got some time, but boys, you need to do something here. There's only 2 of them right now. I think they also have Vision of Artanis. You can make the play here. You do know that, right? Yeah, there we go. Alright, that's a freebie. I mean, seriously, Garrosh with this much HP, that's a freebie. The entire game, Bala is vaulting forward, and now when she finally can get a kill, she doesn't do anything. If she had vaulted forward over here, they would have gotten that kill. But nope, Red Death was totally happy to die like half the game or play hyper-aggressive, and the 1 second that it would really pay off, and there's no real danger to the play, he doesn't go for it. A bit of a conundrum. So they still save the objective, which is important. Mid lane gets pressured also. Vickerman, Artanis, has taken the lane. There's a level 20 talents by the way now. So all of a sudden we have Vala with auto attack pressure through Manticore and Farfly Quiver. That's great. And there's still a keep down on each side. The Vikings get a bit murdered though. Yeah, suppression pulse to get upgraded. I don't even know what that shit does. There's an additional charge, 10-second cooldown. Okay. So yeah, a little bit more of that. Fair enough. I mean, again, Artanis is not a choice that you should usually consider. I understand that a lot of people like the hero. I think it's mostly, I feel, because if you get a good swap-off, you feel like a bit of a god. But if you're interested in winning games, generally speaking, don't take him. Again, doesn't mean you can't win with him, but you win the game despite Artanis, not because of it. Just imagine Blaze in that situation. Leo, Thrall, any other side lane. Okay. Bosses are about to be claimed, so at least they get that, but they have to deal with the objective. That's a problem. Boss down. And talking about things that are going down, I don't see a bright future for this keep, if I'm honest. Yeah, here we go. Cavalry is coming. Vikings at the bot lane. Eric is on it. He's gonna take care of it. Mosh pit! Oh, but it's not enough. The bubble too late. The death mosh on the other hand. And they still can't get any kills. And they all stack up for Chromie. And Chromie says, thank you very, very much. I'll take it from here. And they just crush everything. 4 down. Can go straight for the core here. That's game. That is a 1-1. Guys, we're gonna get a 3rd game in this series, and we deserve it too. This series is absolutely fantastic. Yeah, blind them, baby, blind them. They already don't know where they're going. That's why they're lost. You don't have to blind them. They are already pretty blind and oblivious to begin with. Shadow Slayers, they take the game against Dazzling Smile, and we go into game number 3 to see who will claim victory in the best of 3 series. Game 3! This series deserves a 3rd game, and let's just face it, we deserve it too. So apparently the motto for this game, the Shadow Slayers come in and they say like, burn it with fire, as they go for Ragnaros and Kel'Thas. So Nante on Kel'Thas, the Wicker Man on Ragnaros, we have Ragnar on Anna, Barracuda on ETC this time, and Kirtab on Hanzo. Let's go. No Chromie this time. On the right side, Dazzling Mile with Krasenek on Rhaegar, Indigo Prince on Sonya. Look at that. They actually switched over. The Vala player of the last game now plays Johanna as a main tank in Game 3. Killer X is playing Jaina and Pleb Babs on Sylvanas. Now, of course, we have to give a little bit of a caveat out there. If you're looking at Division 7, it's not like we have real roles. There are people that have certain heroes that they prefer, but there's always a little bit of a wraparound, and depending on what composition they want to play, there will be a lot of role swaps. But generally speaking, if you want to improve as a player, you normally try to pick one role and then learn, I would say, like 2 to 3 heroes in that role and focus on those until you're really good with them. That's the best way to actually improve. So if anybody is asking like, hey, what should I do? How should I do this? My advice is always pick a role that you feel the most confident with. Practice 2 to 3 heroes in that role, not more, and try to master them completely. A lot of people on the lower levels make the mistake of trying to be too flexible, and then they play a ton of heroes, but they aren't really good with any of them, and that's a big problem. And if you play 2 to 3 heroes on an amateur level, it still makes sure that you're never really getting outbanned. This, on the other hand, could be a problem. Barracuda!
First blood.
Quick kill against him. Jaina gets the shot through, and that's the end of ETC. The cow is down already. Okay, so with this little lineup that we now have, we have a lot of wave clear actually for the for the red team. I like that a lot. We have first of all Sylvanas, Jaina, Johanna, and then also the lightning shield from Rhaegar. lot of potential to take camps as well. Ragnaros, of course, is also quite interesting. Really good with the Molten Core to defend against opponents' objectives. Kelthas can be good on this map, yeah. Not normally one of the high-picked heroes in any games, but there's 2 maps where he will give you value, or can give you value. That's Infernal Shrines and Tomb of the Spider Queen. So we'll see what he can pull off with that. Also what kind of build he goes for. The traditional build would be a Flamestrive focus with Pyromaniac on level 13. But in the lower leagues you see a lot more Living Bomb plays being made. What about plays being made? They're trying to make the play against Kelthas right now. Didn't quite work out. He got a bit of damage put onto him, but not really enough to drop him yet. Also, Sylvanas went into stacks and is currently solo laning, not Sonya. Oh, there's a slide! Ah, not enough for a kill. But definitely pushing the adrenaline a little bit higher on the hero. So, top side, that's where Anna in front of Kelthas. Yeah, I'm not so sure about the positioning here. But again, Anna will definitely make a really nice addition to the damage output for him. Wickerman, on the other hand, he goes down, and that's more gems lost. So as the gems go down the drain, as another kill is taken by the red team, blue team is going to struggle more and more and more to get their own objective confirmed here. And it even goes now to the Siege Giants, where we have them starting to take a few more camps. Kelthas, going into the mana tap here. Level 4 talents are always a little bit weird on that end, but yeah, I'm more interested. Honestly, at this point, I let the 4 talents on Kelthas usually slide. Let's see what's happening on level 7 and what other talents he's going to try and put out there. 13 is also a really interesting one, at least on the lower levels. Very consistent when you look at the semi-pro level, but not so much when you're going into the lower leagues. Possession taken. Okay, so Sylvanas with possession on level 4. Honestly, didn't really see that coming, but let's see if it's going to give some value to them in the late game. It's always nice if you can actually get a catapult and grab that if the game is long. And to be fair, this is a map where we oftentimes see very long games due to the nature of the objective itself. Play towards the top again. And the turn-in approach. Both teams, sorry, the red team has enough gems to get a turn-in completed. Shadow Slayers are still quite a bit away from that. Oh, ETC, careful. You can't afford to lose another 10 gems here. He goes a bit deep for that. Level 7 also grabbed by Sylvanas. It goes for the Festering Wounds. Important to get the level 1 stacking going a little bit quicker. The attempt here. Kelthas poking from the outside. I don't really think that they can turn in here. They might be able to get a bit of a kill set up. The problem is that Indigo Prince is in trouble, and that's a kill against Sonya. Sonya down. Rhaegar didn't take his level 7 yet either, by the way. Debating if cleanse is an option or not. I mean, there is an argument to be made that if you feel you are really bad at cleansing people, that you don't take cleanse, but you take something else that at least gives you some value. It's a bit of a meh argument, because if you want to be a support player in the first place, you have to be able to cleanse. This is one of the first things that you really need to learn if you are trying to be a main support. So for everybody that just doesn't feel comfortable enough with the talent, should probably spend some time practicing proper cleanses and getting some value out of it, because it will really boost your abilities and your input as a support by a lot. So Rhaegar in this case takes it, but just as it oftentimes comes up as a bit of a talking point, a quick take on that. Cleanse is an incredible tool, an absolutely amazing tool in any game. And therefore, if you are uncomfortable using cleanse, but you are a support player, then one of the first jobs that you should look at is learning how to properly cleanse people and how to use the talent. Either way, the first objective is in. And Hanzo is trying to do his thing up at the top. So the rest of the team is attempting a defense in the middle, since this is where the red team is currently focusing their entire team to try and get not only a kill against the fort, but maybe even against ETC. Barracuda nearly dies. Oh, the wave grazes ETC's buttocks and nearly drops him. But he actually survives and slides in again, and Sonya was just waiting for that. Gets the spear connected. Johanna wanted to follow up with the condemn, but is a bit too late to really put him into trouble. But the fort is still down. And on the first objective, grabbing a fort is really solid. That's very, very good for them here. Flame Strike build for Kelthas, by the way. So he went straight into the Burned Flesh on level 7. So good for him. And over here, Jaina needs mana. Sylvanas still with the attempt to take a few more of the structures down. The good thing for the red team is that actually a level 10 ability would really help to shut down any kind of turn-in attempt by the Shadow Slayers. And if they play their cards right, they will also be able to at least turn in the gems that they have right now. It's not enough for another turn-in, but if you can, for example, drop the gems that Sylvanas currently holds, that would give you a bit more safety. And it's Leap again. Yeah, full-on Leap session for Sonya. And together with that, we have the follow-up with the Ring of Frost. So they're trying to go into Leap, a bit of a Wailing Arrow, Blessed Shield. I have a lot of AoE here that will allow them to set a wombo combo up. Oh, Pyroblast! I think my opinion on the talent is already well known.
Nine.
Really? I thought I talked about it. So Pyroblast is really something that doesn't give you a whole lot of value usually. There's no... Oh, there's the setup. Where's the leap? Where's the bomber when you need it? The silence leap, baby. That's the wrong target. There's your chance right there. They still get the kills though. 1, 2, 3. They go down. Yeah, Sonya herself. Lava wave. All right, we have lava wave 2. And there we go. And Khaldor even dies. Yeah, so the problem that you really have with the talent is simply, normally you don't get a lot of value out of it. There's too many heroes that can either shield themselves, that can give someone else a shield. You have the support doing a good job with that too. And Pyroblast also needs a very, very long wind-up, so it's not really a great talent. Phoenix is, in 95% of the cases, just a better choice, hands down, especially if you're playing on a map where a lot of it evolves around an objective that needs to be channeled. So Phoenix is a great interrupt for that. You buy yourself a little bit more time, it's good for the fight too. So yeah, the Pyroblast, very little can be accomplished there. But also, we have actually now the Flame Strike up as we're going into the next fight, and that could be helpful in the long run on a macro level. I'm personally really not a fan of that talent when we're looking at a small map like Tomb of the Spider Queen, but I can understand why some people pick it on bigger maps. Especially though with the sleep setup, with the gravity labs, with the mosh pit and the power slide, I'm really just thinking Sulfuras here. So the fact that he went into the lava wave is a bit odd to say the least. There's so many good setups for them to get good damage out against an isolated target with Sulfura Smash that I really think they should have done something else here. On a big map, bit of a different case. Over here, not so sure. Web Weaver wave number 2 is now in. ETC still has the mosh pit, but there's the attack as they're coming through. A lot of interrupts, of course, for the team. They run straight in, and there we go. The setup from Sonya. Yes, the Hanzo arrow just comes too late. They get the double kill, and here we go. Don't even need a soundboard for that. I can do that sound myself. Now, that Ancestral might have been a little bit late. Rhaegar could have simply solved the problem by skilling his level 13 talent when drop a shield on it, but either way, second Pyroblast and 0 value, baby. Oh yeah! This is normally the moment where YouTube gets mad at me. Where there's a lot of YouTube comments like, "You don't understand the real value of Pyroblast. If everybody would just take the build that I play, then you would understand finally why the talent and the hero is so amazing, but all these pros, they just don't know how to play the hero." Well, he knows how to mosh pit though. The problem is that nobody is there to really dish the damage out, so that was an issue. And they might actually die because of it. Look at Ragnaros. He's... Oh, Sonya! He nearly killed Ragnaros, but Sonya falls, and Johanna is also not looking too happy anymore. So, that's that. And in we go. 2 kills against 8. Leap is up again. The leap opportunity. You know what a good leap opportunity is? You leap when the cooldown is ready. That's pretty much what you do. The sound alone is reward enough. Who talks about killing heroes? Overrated! Don't need that shit. Yeah, down here. I even forgot with my setup earlier that they have Hanzo with an arrow as well. So yeah, so Furos would have just been such a great talent here. But let's see. I don't even remember if we had a good Molten Core already. Well, Wicker Man for the time being won't be thinking about Molten Core anytime soon because he's down. And it looks like Hanzo is also maybe eliminated. Yep, he's down as well. That's a nice 101. Good Ancestral again. Look at that Rhaegar. He's always there when needed. The interrupt against Khaldor as he wanted to drop the Pyroblast. And they are going for the full-on wipe. Everybody taken down. They are not taking any prisoners here. Nope. Dazzling Smile is dazzling them with their skills at this point. And it seems like we're going to see an attempt for boss, aren't we? 13 kills against 2, who can blame them? Whatever these guys are touching here is turning to gold right now. Okay, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but they're building up a lot of momentum right now. So, yeah, boss at the top is taken. They have a turn-in. They should actually just time this, and it seems like exactly what's happening here. They need to push together with that. I love when people don't walk away from stuns. Alright, here we go. That's a massive, massive push. Boss, 5-man, Sylvanas, and Web Weavers. That's a holy shit opportunity right here. And they have a talent lead. I mean, how many advantages do you want? Alright, dodge the lava wave, yes. Make sure that they're not running into it. And here we go. They might not have minions, but they have enough other shit. And keep in mind, the other 2 lanes get pushed at the same time too. Sylvanas needs to do her thing, and once the wall is open, there's a chance for a Blessed Shield and another leap. Yeah, and where's the Molten Core, baby? Where's the Molten Core? You have a trait, my friend. Just kill him. Just kill him. Where's the Blessed Shield? Leap and take the Blessed Shield. What are you doing? Look at them. They're begging for it. Finally, there we go. And the full-on drop. 2 down, 3 down, and that's another kill. 4 heroes eliminated, and that's the key. God, they waited long for that. They had like 3 opportunities to do that. And I don't know why Ragnaros didn't use the Molten Core. I haven't seen it once the entire game. But if you have Molten Core, then this is the perfect opportunity. I mean, what better use for it than defending against such a push? Now the core goes down, and that is game, as Dazzling Smile takes a 2-1 victory over the Shadow Slayers in this best of 3 series at Division 7. GG and well played. And guys, again, keep in mind, if you want to play in an amateur league as well, no matter what skill level you are, go to heroeslaunch.gg, check out the FAQ. They have a fantastic FAQ over there. They have a great Discord server too. If you have any question, check it out. It's Heroes of the Storm as it's supposed to be played. Of course, we're looking at the lowest division here, but it's a lot of fun, so definitely don't miss out on it.